Hey guys, this is Dr. Sean again from Hilton Physical Therapy. I'm here again to talk to you guys about how to treat back pain if you're suffering from back pain. We had a really good response from our first video when we talked about lumbar stenosis. So today we're going to talk about back pain coming from a disc-related cause. So like a herniated disc or a bulging disc, okay? There was some confusion, I think last week when we were talking about lumbar stenosis. I had a couple of younger guys saying that they thought they had that. Stenosis is mostly going to be in people who are much older, 70s or 80s, or at the youngest maybe in their 60s. So if you're in your 20s or 30s, or a teenager and you're having back pain, it's definitely not stenosis. It's probably something else. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to take care of your back if you're having disc-related issues. So unlike stenosis, the pain with somebody who's having a disc-related problem, they're going to have more pain when they're sitting, if they're bending forward, okay, or if they're lying down. And they're going to usually feel better when they're standing up or extending their back, okay? Somebody who's having pain and they have stenosis, it would be the opposite. They would have more pain when they're standing and walking, and less pain when they're sitting, lying down, or bending forward, okay? So that's very important to remember that when you're trying to decide why you're having back pain, okay? I'm going to show you guys again the spine model. So again, to reorient you guys, each of these bones here, these are vertebrae. In between each vertebrae, we got our disc, okay? Again, looking at the spine from the back. Again, these are those spinous processes when you're, if you guys can see it, spinous processes, when you're feeling your back, that's what you're gonna kind of feel. And then these are the nerve roots coming out of the spinal cord. Now, if you look at the disc here, people usually injure their disc when they're bending over to pick something up, okay? And they're not using good body mechanics. When they're bending forward and trying to pick something up, and if they don't have a strong core, that bending forward is going to put pressure on the front of the disc, and it's going to cause the disc to push out the back. So if you look at right here, here's an example of what a bulging or herniated disc would look like. So if the spine is bending forward, the pressure on the disc is on the front, but it's pushing the disc out from the back, okay? So a common example of that is if you think of a jelly donut, okay? So if I'm holding a jelly donut between my hands and I'm pushing the jelly donut on the front, the jelly is going to come out the back, okay? It's a kind of a lame example, but it's kind of how you can think of if you're going to injure your back and having a herniated or bulging disc, is that bending forward movement. So when we, as physical therapists, when we treat somebody with this problem, we're going to try to mobilize the spine in the opposite direction. So we want that backward bending type of exercise and stretching. So when we're working on bending back, we're reversing the pressure on the disc. So now the pressure on the disc is on the back aspect of it. So theoretically, that should help bring the disc back to where it should be, so it's not bulging out, okay? If you look at here, if you look at that herniated disc, see how close it is to that nerve? That can cause pinching on the nerve or rubbing up against the nerve, and that's when people get that sciatica type symptoms that's radiating down the leg, and that can be very debilitating. So we really want to, and when we see you guys, we really want to try to get that pain back up into the back and not radiating down the leg, because that can cause some serious problems in the future. So somebody with disc-related pain, a lot of times they're going to be having pain radiating all the way down into their foot, or at least down to their knee, okay? And that's that sciatica type symptoms. So when we're showing you guys exercises, what the goal is we want to centralize that pain. So we want to get that pain moved from down in the leg into the back, okay? We want that pain centralized in the low back, because that means we're taking that pressure off that nerve. Okay, so when we're doing the exercises, we want to expect it, let's say it's all the way down in the foot, we want to see that pain move up initially to the knee, then into the thigh, then into the butt, and then just be in the back. And then eventually for the back symptoms to go away too. So if you have an acute injury of your disc, the first thing we're gonna have you guys do is lie on your stomach. And a lot of times we'll use either 1 or 2 pillows initially, okay? We'll just have you guys lie on your stomach for maybe 5 minutes, okay? And that itself should help to alleviate a lot of the symptoms. And then what we do is we'll instruct you guys to go on your forearms. So if you can see, that's causing my spine to bend back. So we're reversing the pressure on the disc, okay? And what we would expect to see there is that the pain would start to centralize. So instead of the pain maybe being focally all the way down your leg into your calf or your foot, it might start centralizing and coming back up, okay? So I typically recommend patients to hold this for about 30 seconds, and to do maybe a set of 10 of these, okay? So 30 seconds, you can come back down, relax on your stomach, and then another repetition of 30 seconds, okay? And then eventually what we would instruct you guys to do is to actually do a prone press up. And then again, holding this for about 30 seconds. And then this should really feel good. Again, these exercises should not hurt. They should be feeling fairly good, and you should be feeling the symptoms coming back up towards your back and not down your leg. So doing that for about 30 seconds, and again, doing a set of 10. My battery's done. So one thing with this, guys, if when you're doing this, and let's say the pain is maybe not so intense in your thigh, but it's still intense in your calf, that's not a good sign, okay? That's not what we want to see. It should be sequential, so it should be disappearing from your foot, then your calf, then your thigh, then your butt, then into your back, okay? It's gotta be in that pattern. If it's not, that's not a good sign, and we would definitely want you guys to go see an orthopedic specialist or come in to see us to get further examined, okay? If you're doing these exercises and they hurt and they're causing the symptoms to get worse, again, stop and come see us or your orthopedic specialist. We do not recommend that you guys do these exercises if it's causing more pain or if it's causing that pain to radiate down further your leg, okay? That's going to be it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please either feel free to call us at Hilton Head Physical Therapy or leave comments on your Facebook or Instagram page. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.